Hey, did you hear about the 7th annual Getting Smart in the Park event?
Yes, I heard this year's Getting Smart in the Park event will focus on combating hunger and food shortages. They're going to kick off with tips and information about home gardening.
Getting Smart in the Park will also present an array of self-empowerment and awareness resources, as well as opportunities for local business startups and advancement, employment, and higher learning. They'll also enhance their effort to connect the unemployed to available employment in an attempt to reduce violence and crime.
Don't forget about the expose of vendors, food and refreshments, wares and information, games and entertainment. Sounds like lots to do and plenty of fun. Everyone's invited.
That's not all.
Right. This year's Getting Smart in the Park event will feature a 2017 Ram truck giveaway, along with 10 other great prizes.
Getting Smart in the Park is a nonprofit communities outreach presented by the Powerhouse SARC, a branch of the House of Prayers Ministries.
Don't miss Getting Smart in the Park.
Saturday, May 6, 2017, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Cleveland's Luke Easter Park, 3090 Martin Luther King Boulevard. See you there!
Stop the madness. Keep it 100. The best talk show on the web is here on STMK Radio 100 with your hosts, Sean L., Let, and Tone the Stone. Come join us from 6 to 8 p.m. Mondays through Fridays. Stop the madness. Keep it 100 with live call-ins, heated discussions about current events, politics, national news, weather, and sports. Join our live online chat room and let your opinion show. Download our phone app. Stop the madness. Keep it 100 on STMK Radio 100. Come join us from 6 to 8 p.m. Mondays through Fridays. The best talk show on the web is here on STMK Radio 100. Call us at 1-866-484-7865. That's 1-866-484-STMK. Stop the madness. Keep it 100. At the Table with Reverend Bill Miller on STMK Radio 100. Check out Reverend Bill Miller's Bible study radio broadcast live on the new STMK Radio 100 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please listen in and support him as he joins the realm of broadcasting to encourage believers and offer the comfort of God to others across the airwaves. At the Table with Reverend Bill Miller on STMK Radio 100. Also, feel free to contact him for prayer, counseling, and conversation at brobill9608@yahoo.com. That's BROBILL 9608@yahoo.com. At the Table with Reverend Bill Miller on STMK Radio 100.
STMK Radio 100. You're listening to Stop the Madness, Keep It 100 with your host, Sean L., Let, and Tone the Stone on STMK Radio 100.
Yes, this is a PSA, a public street announcement. You are now listening to a Kickback production. Light up your L's, lean back, and listen.
STMK 100 is a subdivision of Kickback Entertainment Production. STMK Radio 100 is a licensed product podcast web station in the state of Ohio with a music royalty license. We reach over 1.4 billion users in the Google Play online. Listeners can listen in their cars if you have the 4GE wireless chip, TV mobile devices, computers, and our radio station mobile app, Android and iPhone compatible. We have 24-hour online radio cloud server. We are in 35 markets and 17 cities on internet radio. We are up on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube. We do streaming TV, Ustream TV, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Instagram Live. We are up on internet radio platforms such as Vimeo, SoundCloud, Mixcloud, and Webcast. You can reach us at stmkradio100.com and stmkradio at AOL. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a special shout out and a special thanks to the GSNEO Troop 71803. They presented an award to Sean L. Howard at STMK Radio in appreciation for your dedication and continued support. We thank you.
Oh yes, we do thank our girls for that that thing. Yes, it is. And what's that shirt that they gave us? A shirt?
Man, they got a shirt. They got a beautiful shirt. It's like it's an army green shirt, and on the front of it what it say? Show me that shirt right quick, man. That is an awesome shirt. I wish y'all could see this shirt.
It says if you see this
Check
guy,
that shirt out. Check that shirt out. Check that shirt out. Ain't that sweet?
Man enough to be
Look at the army again. Man enough to be a Girl Scout.
That's the bomb.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they worse than the mob, man. Talking about you gonna buy some cookies.
I told you. Didn't I tell you that before, Doug? You gotta watch them girls. They carry knives.
Good afternoon and welcome. Today in Studio 51, with me is Doug Million sitting in a chair, holding up the world. What's up, Dougie Doug?
What's going on, Sean?
Also in the back with us is our Super Snoop, Saxman. Welcome, Saxman. What you got to say for yourself?
I'm back from being missing in action. I'm feeling pretty good.
Hey, we want to send a shout out to our co-host Let, who's in the hospital, and wish her a speedy recovery and get back on the show with us. And also, we'd like to thank the girls from 71803 Girl Scout Troop in North Collinwood for the plaque and the shirt and all the love. We'd like to thank all the people who went out with us and showed them all the love that they have given the girls and let them reach their goals for selling the cookies and everything. And we'd like to thank y'all all for doing that. Tonight, we're going to talk about Donald Trump and the world and Donald Trump. We also going to have a talk with the G thing.
Oh, Gigi.
Oh, boy. We got
Gigi.
something special for you.
Yeah, we got something special for you. And then
Gigi.
later on in the show, in the second hour, we're going to talk to Tony Time of Tony Time Productions, who are doing plays, and they got a play coming up in the city of Cleveland, in the city of Garfield called Who's the Boss? So we're going to get with them later on in the show, and they're going to call in, and we're going to have an interview. And we're going to talk about Generation Next.
Generation Next.
We have in Washington, they having storms right now, but the man who birthed the web may be with us. So
he may be with us, but don't y'all worry about that, because we're
thing.
going to be right here, because no matter what the storm's going on,
we're going to do it.
STMK 100 going to keep it one.
Now, day 71 of the Trump administration, I'm just going to have to say, where are we at? So much is going on right now, and even before we come on the air, we had breaking news, so we had to change stuff around just for that. You look at it right now, the head of the Intelligence Committee, Devin Nunes, has resigned his chairmanship and recused himself.
Quit.
Well, now he's under investigation, Doug, for violating the law and giving up classified information to unauthorized people.
You don't say that, Sean.
And
don't
the Republicans are the ones who are going to investigate him for.
Come on, man. This is not the Trump administration that this is happening to.
Well, what is happening is that everyone who tried to get around what's going on, okay,
getting caught right.
Not only getting caught, they're destroying institutions right now. And what happened in the Senate? What happened in the Senate today is outrageous. But I said this last show we did when we did Trump last time was that I'm glad they did the nuclear option, okay?
Yeah.
Because right now what the Republicans has done, the filibuster, they couldn't beat the filibuster, so they changed the rules. And again to put the federal person on the court, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to the court, okay? But guess what? The Senate as we know it is no more.
Wow.
So that means people in 2018, it's time to send them all home.
Break it down for him, Sean.
The whole Senate is up for re-election.
Wow.
The whole House is up for re-election. Let's send them home. Let's do this. Let's end it. We won't have to worry about it, okay?
And I hate to interrupt you, but listen, to all our listeners out there, Sean told y'all, and you know what, y'all can say what y'all want to say about me, but Sean told y'all, for those of you who voted, you're getting exactly what you voted for, and for those of you who didn't vote, you're getting exactly what you should be expecting.
So 2018 is the date to remember. Take the people home. Go out and vote, and guess what? Put the Senate back into the Democrats' hands, because now the Republicans cannot filibuster anything.
They can't do nothing.
They didn't change the rules and let the rules go as they were.
They didn't change the rules.
It took
again.
Trump. It took Donald Trump to do all this.
Right, to destroy the thing we
Hey,
have.
so he was good for something.
For 400 years, our forefathers put all these rules and stuff in place, and they put them in place for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's going to happen now is when the Republicans want to kill abortion, okay, they're now going to use the nuclear option and force that law through. So there's a lot of laws that they can force through that can't nobody do anything about, because the rules have changed now.
Because of the nuclear option. Explain that to the people. So
the nuclear option, right? The nuclear option is that the Republicans have made it to where it's only need a majority, no longer 60 votes in the
Senate.
House, in the Senate.
Wow.
So all you need now is 51.
51.
So it's time. 60. It's time to send them home and let them understand that this is going to come back to bite them. They won the war today, okay, and they won the fight today, but they're going to lose out on the back end, because come 2018, if the Senate goes back into the Republicans' hand, into the Democrats' hand, they're going to eat some good pills.
That's what mean people get up off your booty tanks and
now,
get out there and vote.
The second thing going on, we that's just coming down the line, is that
strike two.
Trump has accused again Barack Obama and Susan Rice of committing felonies. and this is the thing that I want everybody to understand this. And I'm going to try to just bring it down to you. They want to put Barack Obama and wipe everything he done, and they want to put him in jail, okay? So that's fine. They say Susan Rice violated the law and unmasked Trump's people and civilians in America or American citizens without proper cause. Okay.
Now, what it seemed like to me, Sean, it seemed like, you know what, more so than just wanting to put him in jail, it sounded like they just really want to discredit the man.
But of course they do. They want to discredit the man, everything he's done doing in 8 years.
Right. And I'm gonna say this, but there's one thing you're not. They saying he committed felonies.
No.
They saying that he was the worst president.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Benghazi? They spent over $76 billion, 14 investigations, and came up dry.
76
Now they have a chance, and I'm gonna say this to all my Republicans friends
they got a chance
to
make
room.
the deficit even worse.
No, they got a chance to put Barack Obama and, as they call it, what was the lady name in World War II? Madam Haji or whatever.
Yeah,
okay,
Madam Haji.
That's Susan Rice now. Okay.
Oh boy.
So the bottom line is, there's one thing, if they committed felonies, there's one thing you don't hear the president yelling about, because he can declassify all this information and give it to you to show you that they committed a felony.
Right, because he's the chief in charge.
Right, but he won't, because he knows it's a lie.
Right.
Okay. And you have to look at this also, that if they turn around and want Barack Obama in jail, what they need to do is call for a special prosecutor to investigate.
Wait a minute. The Attorney General, isn't that Trump's boy?
Right, but he will not call for a special prosecutor. You know why? Because if a special prosecutor come up, somebody is going to jail, and it's not going to be who they think it is. But to make the sense for everybody to understand what's going on, we gonna hear our senators and congressmen in their own voice.
Seen any hard evidence of collusion yet?
I guess I would say this.
that my impression is I wouldn't be surprised after all of this is said and done that some people end up in jail.
Really?
Ryan needs to step down as Speaker of the House. The reason? He failed to deliver the votes on his health care bill, the one trumpeted to repeal and replace Obamacare, the one that he had 7 years to work on, the one he hid under lock and key in the basement of Congress.
The reason active measures have worked in this U.S. election is because the commander-in-chief has used Russian active measures at time against his opponents. On 14 August 2016, his campaign chairman, after a debunked insurrection...
When you say his, who's his?
Paul Manafort,
okay.
Cited the fake Incirlik story as a terrorist attack on CNN, and he used it as a talking point. On 11 October, President Trump stood on a stage and cited what appears to be a fake news story from Sputnik News that disappeared from the internet. He denies the intel from the United States about Russia. He claimed that the election could be rigged. That was the #1 theme pushed by RT, Sputnik News, white outlets, all the way up until the election. He's made claims of voter fraud, that President Obama is not a citizen, that, Congressman Cruz is not a citizen. So part of the reason active measures works, and it does today in terms of Trump Tower being wiretapped, is because they parrot the same lines.
Welcome, Facebook and all our social medias that have already hooked up with us. Facebook, YouTube Live, also Snapchat. Welcome with us today. Today we're talking about Trump and Generation Next, but we're going back into this right here. So you heard that for yourself, where you heard congressmen and senators say that somebody is going to jail.
Somebody. No, he didn't say somebody. He said some people.
Some people.
So it's going to be a couple, 3, 4 of them.
So this tells you right now that they already know that people have violated the law.
Right.
Okay.
Sorely.
They're pointing the finger at those that's not even involved, and the same people that they saying that Barack is involved, which Barack ain't. First he said Barack wiretapped this building. And they found out it was no justification to that at all, and he continued on with that.
Well, we already know ain't no truth to none of that stuff.
Truth to
none of that stuff was going on. That's why my man said. That's why my man said some people are getting ready to go to jail.
Okay, let's go back to this. Okay, let's go back to when was that? Back last year when Michael Flynn said the only time somebody's going to ask for immunity is that they broke the law.
Right.
Okay.
And what just happened?
And what just happened? He's asking for immunity.
Asked for immunity.
And the reason he's asking for immunity, it may not be that he got along with the Russians and he committed treason, okay? Because there's only 2 crimes here that you can get right here, okay? And everybody has to understand this. Congress can give you a 7-year prison sentence of hard labor.
Right.
But treason under the U.S. Code,
that's death.
Is a death sentence.
Punishable by death.
Okay. So you look at Flynn. Flynn's already committed 2 felonies that he knows he committed. One is lying to a federal agent.
Right.
Okay, because we know he lied to the vice president.
He lied to the vice president. And he also told another lie.
And the second one is he failed to report that he was an agent for Turkey.
So he well, you can't call that a lie. He omitted the truth.
Right. He omitted the truth that he was and why he was an agent for a foreign country.
For a foreign country. Y'all hear this?
He was sitting in the White House with the president receiving classified information.
Man, sitting up
that's
in
the
your
third
house with his
felony.
hand around your woman, playing with her booty up under the dress.
That's the third
in
felony that he committed right now. That's why he wants immunity.
Right.
I'm not gonna say that he sat down with Russia to overthrow the federal government and our democracy.
Right.
Because we already know that son-in-law gonna give up to his daddy-in-law.
Right, but at the same time,
Oh,
what
yeah.
he
Oh,
did
yeah.
was
Sure
commit
is.
crimes by lying,
By lying.
and omitting the truth.
And that's why he's telling everybody he has a story to tell.
Because
of course.
I was just
Okay.
getting ready to say that. He's also asking for immunity because he got stuff to tell.
No, but see, this is the thing.
I'm about to
he,
say that.
he already has 3 felonies on him.
Right.
So
right.
he's trying to
Three-time
protect.
felon.
He's trying to take them 3 felonies and protect those 3 felonies by telling you that he has information on the president. So everybody want to get information on the president.
But if that was
and give him
Pookie or
things.
Tay-Tay, man, they'd be already up the river. 3-time
Well,
felon, you
No,
gone,
wait a minute.
dog.
Well-
no, wait a minute now. Because situation like this, with this type of information, Pookie would be protected.
Right, Pookie give him up.
Yeah, Pookie,
Think about it.
Pookie wouldn't care nothing about no immunity. He'd be like, let's cut the deal right here, right now.
Right now.
Black Lives Matter. Help me out. Bro, look, Sean was over there around the corner.
Right.
Saxman was out there in the back in
Right.
the trunk of the car. I seen
Right.
both of them. They did it. He
Right.
said it. Yeah, that's it. Right
Just
there.
give me a bucket of chicken and a 40 ounce, I'll tell you anything.
Now-
Put some money on my books, man.
So now you have to look at this going right here with that whole situation. Paul Manafort, his son-in-law. But the kicker part that is so crazy. His son-in-law and his bodyguard went to represent the United States in Iraq as an official delegate. Okay. So I mean, we're doing so much crazy stuff here. It's unbelievable. But the thing, Facebook, welcome Facebook Live, YouTube, and our internet affiliates. We appreciate you coming on with us. And the chat room, we're
I
gonna
know
come right
people
in there
falling
to
off
you.
their keyboards in the chat room.
The chat room is fired up. We haven't
You
brought
know
the
it.
chat room in yet, but you heard it in your own word. But the kicker part that really just kills everything right here. Okay.
Oh boy.
Friday, President Donald J. Trump, and you hear me? I called him President Donald J. Trump.
Yeah.
President Trump.
But I didn't say Mr. Trump like they did Obama.
Right.
We said President Trump.
Right,
Okay.
right.
A man who is publicly accused, a man who's been publicly accused by a dozen of women of sexual assault, and who bragged about his ability to grab women's vaginas without their consent,
Right.
has decided that people need to be more aware of sexual assault.
They need to be more aware of it.
Right. On Friday, Trump announced that April will be the National Sexual Assault Awareness and
no,
Prevention
he
Month.
did not.
Continuing a tradition that President Barack Obama started in office last year.
Barack Obama.
And this is a statement from the White House. So that's, yes, he did. He wants.
No,
this to
he
be-
didn't.
Yes,
no,
did.
he didn't.
They're going to
Not-
be aware. They're
not
going
this
to be
Donald
aware
Trump.
of Trump. They need to be aware of Trump. That's the awareness.
Wait a
right
minute.
there.
Not this Donald Trump.
They gonna be
Believe
aware of
me.
him.
Believe me. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. I just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, believe me, they let you do it. You can do anything, whatever you want. Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything. Believe me. Believe me. Is that the same Donald Trump that just?
That's our Donald Trump.
Oh boy, President Donald Trump. I salute you, sir.
You got tears in my eyes.
I salute you, sir.
But what make
no,
it so,
he didn't.
Yes, he did. And what make it so funny is that the news media and everybody's trying to make this seem normal.
Yeah, this show is
And-
fake
and-
news.
And it's nothing normal about this, people, because today, no matter what side you're on, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a Republican, we lost a part of political history and sanity today when the Senate voted to kill the filibuster.
Right.
Okay, now it's just like the House. Whoever gets in, the majority rules.
Well, see, for the media, this is business as usual.
usual.
And one thing, Donald Trump, you know, President Donald Trump, President Donald J. Trump, said that he's going to make this country great again. But one thing that he is doing right now, today, he is putting the media on point.
Right.
I mean, he is letting them do that. You cannot write stuff like this. I mean, man, my head is about to explode.
He
It's
can't
so much
stand
fl-
CNN News. He
It's
can't stand
re-
CNN.
But see, this is the problem about CNN News and
hates
everything.
CNN.
They, when it comes to news medias, if you're not going to report everything what's going on, and Trump is really, really smart enough, because right now, everybody should be worried about us going to war.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Because
with North Korea,
when Barack Obama asked for military authority to go in Syria, they said no.
They said nope.
But now Trump got
Whoa,
500
whoa,
troops
whoa,
over
whoa.
there.
I'm sorry, Sean. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude.
Yeah.
But they didn't say nope. As a matter of fact, I can't find the quote. I don't have the quote, but I remember seeing just recently. As a matter of fact, this was one on one of my feeds on Facebook. It was President Donald J. Trump that contacted Barack Obama, Mr. Barack Obama.
Right.
And when he went for that Syrian thing
Right.
and said, this is a serious problem, we need to go in there, we need to do it, Donald J. Trump said, now hold on, pump your brakes, brother. He said, don't do that.
That's correct. So he is really
wait.
Don't do that.
Trump told the president.
Yes.
right, and the Senate told the president they wouldn't give him the
Yes.
authority.
Well, I knew the Senate was going to go against it, but what the heck did Donald J. Trump got to do with it? He
So-
wasn't president?
So you have to look at
He
this
the one
right
that
now.
asked for the birth certificate.
Right. You have to look at this that
He would've been
now
for a beer and a birth
North
certificate.
Korea is acting up.
North Korea acting a few.
They're testing us.
We're-
That's what that is.
We're
They're
still in
testing
two wars because we're still in Iraq.
Yep.
Right.
We're still in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, exactly.
The,
and we're going to be
the
there.
Chinese is upset because we over in the South China Sea.
Chinese cut
Okay.
loose.
So when you look at all this and what happened with today with Syria yesterday gassing everybody,
You know who's getting ready
and the
to go
president
off
talking
next.
about he's going to use military force.
You know who's
This
getting
is
ready
the
to go off
question that
next.
everybody better ask yourself.
Congress will
There
back
are Russian planes over there.
Yep.
There's Russian troops over there.
Yep.
Is America ready to shoot down a Russian plane?
No.
Because the Russian plane will shoot down an American plane
without thinking
without
about it.
thinking about it. Syria will shoot down an American plane.
That's right.
So we're putting our pilots at risk flying over there.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
If we use cruise missiles and kill a Russian advisor, that's an act of war on Russia.
Plus, with all the Russian officials that have been being killed on national television.
So the
in
question
public,
is right here for everybody: is Trump and Russia really that tight that they're going to allow this to happen?
I believe so.
And that's what everybody.
No.
I believe so.
That's what everybody has to ask themselves and
believe
better
so.
understand what's going
no.
on.
Have
You know why I believe
you
so?
have lost your ever
But you
loving mind.
Okay, think about it. If the stories are true about Russia being involved with Trump,
They're going to give him his spot out. But killing some of their troops, you think they're going to turn a blind eye?
Hey, man,
but
look.
the United States is not going to be against Russia over there. They're going to be against Syria.
We're
Syria's going to
talking
support
about
because
Mother
Syria and
Russia.
Russia is fighting,
But
so
wait a
therefore
minute.
they're going to support
Well,
each
no,
other.
well, guess what? What is ISIS? Ain't nobody going to stand around.
Nah.
Right.
That's the mother of all fights.
Right.
Americans have came to the battlefield of the infidels, and it's the fight which they've been wanting to do for the last 10 years. But hold on to that thought.
Okay.
Facebook, YouTube, Facebook Live, we appreciate the love on our show, Stop the Madness. Thank you for coming and seeing us. But we got to go pay some bills, so stay with us, and we'll be right back.
Hey, Thirst, can I try out a few Coke Summer sound effects on you? Yes. Cool. You okay with this? Yes. And this? Yes. And what about this? Yes. Ha! Gotcha there, Thirst. That wasn't sound effects. That was a Coke. I'm no longer thirsty. You're so out of here. Coca-Cola.
Taking a family of 5 to the amusement park can cost a small fortune.
Oh, yeah. So to save some money, we thought, hey, let's bring the amusement park to us.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, step right up, young man. Are you ready to ride the wacky waterfall?
That's just the bathtub with the shower head running.
Nope, it's the wacky waterfall.
It's a shower, Dad.
Waterfall.
Wacky.
There's an easier way to save. To get a free rate quote, go to geico.com, then buy online, over the phone, or at your local Geico office.
And now back to John with the weather.
Yes, Andy. Tonight, a big storm. Storm this! Get the soccer offer from Pizza Hut and Pepsi. With every 2 medium-pan Super Supreme, you get a real soccer ball and 4 cans of Pepsi for free. Yes, a real soccer ball and 4 cans of Pepsi for free! Yes, Pepsi the soccer ball! Don't miss the Pizza Hut and Pepsi soccer offer. With every 2 medium-pan Super Supreme, you get a real soccer ball and 4 cans of Pepsi for free. What about the weather, Eddie? Don't resist and call 19,000 now.
Hello?
Hello, sir. I hear you having problems putting together your new kitchen unit.
Oh, yeah, the instructions say...
What now?
The instruction manual. It makes absolute...
Stop reading that.
Well, what would you suggest I use?
I suggest you use the fact you're a man.
Huh?
Guys who got pride never relied on no guide, sucker. I'll give you some step-by-step instructions. Buy Snickers, remove wrapper, bite chocolate, and get some nuts.
Go to GetSomeNuts.tv for more Snickers man coaching.
You're listening to Stop the Madness. Keep it 100 with your host, Sean L., Let, and Tone the Stone on STMK Radio 100.
Man, did you hear about what was happening, what was going on the other day? Yeah, bro, I think I did hear something about that, man. You heard that too? Yeah. Hey, did you hear what was happening the other day? Yeah, girl, I heard it. Wait a minute, look. Up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No. That's just a G thing.
On the phone with us tonight, our celebrity, Gigi. Gigi, how's it going tonight? Hold on 1 minute, Gigi. We need you to come back with us one more time.
Gigi, don't go away.
Yeah, we
stay with us, mama.
Remember, it's a G thing, not a G spot.
It's
a G. Say she.
We heard you say that.
I told you she crazy. Didn't I tell you?
Oh, really?
Watch her.
Hold on for a minute, because we lost our volume right
That's
there.
all right. We're going to hold tight. We're going to straighten this out. We're having a little bit of technical
I grew up with
difficulty
Gigi.
right
I've been
about
knowing
now.
Gigi now 45 years. She's always been crazy.
The man.
She's nuts.
Gigi is the person. Okay, give us a minute right here.
Gigi got the info. She got the 411, the 511,
the 911,
the 211, the 1012,
you know, the
and
550.
the 187.
There you go, Gigi. We got you back live now. Go ahead.
Sassy, how you been? You all right?
Hey, I'm feeling a little bit better, but you could have came and took care of me, but you didn't. That's okay.
But hey, you know what? You know who you want to take care of you. Don't play with me, boy.
I already talked
know
to
who
Bonnie.
you want to
I
take care
talked to
of you.
Bonnie. I talked to you first, and I talked to Bonnie. Bonnie sold me out just like you did. I ain't talking to you.
So, Gigi, now that you with us, tell us what was on the G thing this week.
What was on G thing this week? I was talking about that girl getting her tail jumped on West 25th. And everybody taping it and ain't helping her.
Well, what's
So,
happening? What's
I
happening?
wasn't
Give us the
there.
scoop.
I don't know the scoop, actually. Only thing I did is the only thing I can do is tell you to watch the video. But I know this lady had went into the nail spot called Fantasy Nail.
Oh yeah.
On West. Yeah. And she went in there. Just so you know, the man was on top of her, beating her. Then the co-worker jumped in and got him some. Then another lady jumped in and got her some.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Gigi.
So everybody got
Hold
a
on,
piece of that,
Gigi.
G, huh?
You trying to tell me this woman got her ass whooped by her boyfriend, his friend, the lady that was getting
No. No boyfriend, dude. This the Chinese man.
This was the owner.
Oh, wait a
This was
minute.
the owner
Wait a
of the
minute,
shop.
Gigi.
The owner of the shop.
You
Owner of the shop.
trying to tell me that this woman went up in there to get her nails done and got her ass whooped by the little Chinese man instead of getting
no,
a
he was a big Chinese dude and knew karate.
Instead of getting a massage, she got her ass size.
Yeah. He used some karate moves. He used some karate moves on it. He did. I seen it.
G, the last time we talked to
You seen that? Oh man, did you see it?
I seen it.
Right?
I seen him. He used some moves on her.
So G, the last time we talked to you, you was telling us about something you was looking into. Did you find the answer to that?
To my to being a Moorish American.
Yes.
You know what, Dad? It's a lot of digging I got to do for that. A lot.
So what you
For me
come
to
up with
do
so
what I need
far?
to do. Well, actually, they just got me the book yesterday from the library, and I was reading it this morning, and it's still not the right book. I done ordered a Black Law Dictionary myself, all right? But it's only the 5th edition. It got a bunch of editions with that. So, just like I said, I got to do a lot of studying before I, can work that.
Well,
you know what I'm
Gigi-
saying? So,
Well, Gigi, I don't want to cut you off, baby, but you go ahead and you get all that together. But I do know this. The Moors were here before the black people was here. Othello was a Moor back in the old days. But, Gigi, it's always good talking to you, baby.
Love you, Gigi.
And we're
till
going to have
next
you back
time.
next week. So call us back next
Bye-bye,
time.
Gigi. See you later,
and look
baby.
out in the sky. It ain't a bird. It's a plane. Check it out, y'all. It's a G-Thing.
Hey, Facebook Live, YouTube, that is the celebrity know-it-all, GG, with us on the G thing. And we
See
thank
that,
you,
the
GG, for
411,
showing us some love.
The 511, the 911,
Today,
and the 211.
1033 emergency.
So today we're going to go right into our, we was waiting to see if the father of the internet was going to be able to get with us from that call. But right now what we're going to talk about is Generation Next.
And that ain't no song.
Okay. Generation Next is a generation of children that follow Generation X, whom are people born between the late 60s to the early 80s, 1965 and 1980.
Back up. Don't try to X me out like that.
You know,
1964.
Well, no, you back in the other one. You gone. No, we got a generation for you. I'm sorry, it's not the one. Also, Generation Next, thereby is anyone born between the late 80s and mid 90s into the next millennium, and will be the first to have all the advantages of the Jetsons, like high style living, which is drivable cars, flying. Remember the Jetsons cartoon?
Yeah.
Okay. These are the kids that we're talking about right now. Also, their futures are based up on robots, flying cars, and such thing as the internet. And they was raised up on the internet and not going outside and doing all that other stuff.
They were far from the
They already got
generations before that.
the super watch, so you can look at each other.
They
already got that now.
It's becoming very serious now. Because I mean, when you get into the robotics, Let's because I mean this is gonna be a deep conversation, and it's gonna go far. It's gonna take more than one show to cover this. But when you get into the robotics, it's not even called robotics anymore.
What's it called?
It's called AI, artificial intelligence.
Okay.
And I was talking to a young man from Generation Next, if you will. I was talking to one of the new millennials, and I was telling him, I said, man, I said, this is really something. I said, it's so sad that you can have a conversation with somebody without ever opening your mouth and actually talking to this person.
But let me tell you this: as the chat room come in, Facebook chat room, to say they are lazy as hell. These new kids.
Oh man, they are beyond
they are
lazy.
definitely
Go ahead,
lazy.
chat room. Go ahead. I just want to bring the chat room
it's
in.
totally,
with us.
and that's that's exactly what I'm getting into this artificial intelligence, because I was asking him. I said, do you think seriously that it's going to be a thing like the Terminator? You know, with Arnold, I'll be back. It's crazy.
Yes, it's like that now.
No, he said it's going to be well beyond that. He said it's going to be more like the Will Smith type thing. And there's this other film that is out about artificial intelligence. And the young man told me, he said I'm for sure that artificial intelligence is going to be the end of what is going to be the end of us and the start of the apocalyptic war, because artificial intelligence is going to take over. Because what we've done is he said now this was a young man about 17 or 18 years of age, and he said artificial intelligence has gotten to the point where we've produced technology that by the time you go to the store, by the time you pay for your new technology, it's already obsolete. And he said it's scary to me that technology is evolving so fast. He said, and eventually, he said, you got to think about, people are creating something that is starting to do its own thing. Because if you look at the new what do they call that, Siri, they got Siri, and iPhones got a thing,
right?
And this thing does its own thing.
But that's the use of technology. So you have to look at this: the use of technology and the internet to connect with people. And you don't have a personal conversation no more.
Right. It's going well beyond that.
Everybody just texts and everything.
Artificial intelligence.
So text messaging, instant messaging,
messaging, instant messaging. In fact, you don't even have to have cable anymore. You don't have to have TV anymore, because you can watch it all on your technology now. Shopping on your technology.
The father, as Sax used to say, the baby daddy of internet is really worried about what's going on here. And he gave he's supposed to call us, and there's a storm in Washington, so we can't get with him on that, so we're going to have to try it again. But we have a statement from him. What was that statement?
We do have a statement from him. The father of the web is worried about how ugly it's become. Now, for those of you who do not know who the father of the internet is, his name is Berners-Lee.
Yeah, Berners-Lee is the name of the father of the internet, the baby daddy of the internet.
The baby daddy name is Berners-Lee.
And somebody needs to
Berners.
And he said, wait a minute, but he said this, Doug. He said that he only made the internet so people can connect and everything. He didn't know they was gonna put everything on there.
Absolutely. He said these days the web can seem like a dark place, filled with internet trolls and divisive discourse. But the man who invented the World Wide Web 28 years ago is still optimistic now. But he had no idea that when he created this, he said it was designed to be universal. The whole point was breaking apart silos, he said.
Right, because everybody was getting out there like countries. He wanted to bring everybody together.
He wanted to bring everybody together, and he said he didn't realize that everything.
But you have to look at this, too. That's how Facebook got started.
Absolutely.
Facebook wanted to bring everybody on the campus together so they can understand what was going on the campus.
And you know what? The funny thing, it's funny that you should mention that, Sean.
MySpace?
Because, it all started off with MySpace.
It was.
Right,
It
MySpace.
all started off with MySpace. It was
Yep.
MySpace, and then Facebook came along. And like you said, Facebook was designed for college campuses. And like I said, it's funny that you should bring that up, because now Facebook, it ain't even the college campus, and the younger generation, Generation Next, ain't even on it. Guess who on Facebooks?
We are.
Us
We are.
old
Us old
fogies.
folk, yes.
And
Right.
people like me to
That's
use
right.
Facebook
Yeah,
for
yeah.
our platform to go off. That's
Right.
how
That's
we
right.
get so much love.
That's right.
But,
That's
you know,
right.
we have to look at this, the generation breakdown, okay? And I'm going to bring this down to you, Grady. It's broke down into 6 generations, and maybe everybody don't know this, but it goes, the first generation is the greatest generation born. and that was before 1928. So
Okay.
anybody born before 1928, you are the greatest generation of born because you had all the technology.
Smarter by 13%.
You made all the rules.
Yep.
You set society on the
Yep.
course it's going to take. Okay.
Yep.
Then you look at the silent generation, and that's the people.
But before you move on, a lot of people don't even know that the cell phone existed way back then with the smarter generation.
That's correct.
It was called a field phone.
It wasn't before the field phone.
Before the field phone?
Before the field phone.
So, but you look at this: the silent generation of people that was born from 1946 to 1964. So if you was born in that means you the one that's solid. You was the silent generation where people now you don't even care about what's going on. You keeping quiet. You passive. You just gonna go with the flow.
And for rich dummy people terms, that's like the three monkeys. We was the ones with our hands over our mouths.
Then the third generation is the baby boomers, and the baby boomers are the people born from 1946 up to 1964.
Sex fiends.
So that's the two categories of almost of millennials, because millennials broke down in three.
Uh-huh.
Then you have Generation X.
Generation X.
And Generation X is you.
Generation X is me.
Is
How I end up
you.
being Generation
Oh, because
X?
didn't you say that you was born at 65?
I was born in 1964, bro.
Oh, well, you back in the year.
See, I'm
Okay.
back there.
You
with
one of the 13
smarter
You
group.
with the smarter group.
I'm one of the 13. I'm with the
Okay.
13 percenters.
Then you go right to where we're looking at the millennials.
Right.
And the millennial problem with the millennials started all the way where the parents didn't want to discipline their kids.
Right. Right.
They took corporal punishment out of school.
That's where it really started to get serious because
That's where the problems we are in
That's
now.
where I did my research at because what happened was when they took corporal punishment out of the school, it went a little too far because everybody was okay with corporal punishment being taken out of school, but the people got lax because people like myself and part of my generation is at fault for this because we vowed I will not raise my children the way my parents raised me. I'm not going to beat my kids like that. I'm not going to do my kids like that. My kids going to have better. I'm going to give them better, and we're going to do better. But what happened was when they pulled corporal punishment out of the school, they went a step further, and we allowed them to do it because they pulled corporal punishment out of the home.
But
you can no longer hit your kids. You can no longer beat your kids. You now got to give them a timeout.
Just like Bernie Mac said, you some punk-ass parents.
But not only that, look what happened because we the one back in when I was a kid. Okay, we used to walk downtown. We used to go play in the park. We had to be home before the street lights came on. But we used to walk maybe 10, 12, 14 miles away from home.
We had street
and run
check.
around. Right.
We had street check. Because
Right,
my mama would literally kick you out of the house. My mama say, okay, the house is clean. You done did whatever you had to do.
out and play.
You done did my errands. Get the hell out of my house and don't come home. But don't let them street lights catch you in the street.
Be
and
on
we
that
had
porch.
check-in because you had to come in. You had to come in before the street lights came on.
right.
And after you came
That's
in,
right.
there was always one house on the street. Everybody came back out on the porch and
Right.
found out where that one house was with the light on the porch, and that's where everybody was at.
We had
And
to be in front of the house.
And we played, man. I mean, and furthermore, myself, I didn't want to be in the damn house because back then we didn't have remote control.
Right.
We had the
You
coat
with the
wire.
remote. You
we
with the
had the
remote.
coat wire hanger, and you had to sit down right by your mama, and she'd be like, "Boy, go over there and change that channel." And you had to apply.
My mom called me all the way out in the kitchen. It's like, Sax! I come running in there, what, mama? Change the channel, boy.
But yeah, but see, if you was there, see, my mother didn't have to call me because I was never in the house. Sunrise, I was out.
Yeah,
I was on my tricycle or
As
my
soon as I
bike
could
at
get.
the
Oh, he's on-
playground.
he's on the tricycle.
At the playground or the park or down at Johnny's house. We had the
But
baseball
I know
field.
I can't even see chat room. I can't even see chat room, and chat room gonna back me up on this. And that's why these kids today are so damn lazy because we had activities, bro.
Yeah.
We went out. Look, we went out. We didn't have much,
Right.
But when we went out, if we didn't have a game to play, if didn't nobody have a basketball, if
we
didn't
made
nobody
a-
have
We
a
found a
basketball,
Yep.
or couldn't find a basketball or football, something like that, we get a damn candy called
Remember
kick
we
the
used to
can.
make. Remember we used to make go karts.
Yes.
Oh,
Bruh.
yeah.
Where
You
you
know
take
what?
the wheels
Yeah,
off
big
of
one, yeah,
grocery
the big-
cart.
big
and
wide thing.
everything.
That's what killed me now about all this skateboard generation. With these kids out here, I remember, man, we used to remember the old skate shoes? We used to take the metal skate
Yeah.
shoes, saw them
And-
jokers
and-
in
and-
half,
put
get
them
a
on
2x4
that
and
show.
make our
Bring
own
in the
damn
chat room.
skateboard.
The chat room right here on Facebook says we used to make our own fun.
We
That's
sure
right.
The chat
did.
room on
Yes, we did.
YouTube
Yes, we
and
did. Sure did.
coming in on Snapchat said we used anything to have fun.
We played
That's right.
We played
water,
any
water
bounce.
balloons,
We played
water
any
hose,
bounce.
boy.
sticks.
Look,
You know, we had
Any
all
tell you
kinds
bounce.
of
something.
stuff.
Battle ball.
Some of the best times in my neighborhood was during the construction season when the water department had to come to repair a main or something like that. They made a mound of dirt, man. We made barricades and played
Hey,
war.
now, in the wintertime was my favorite thing because I grew up in the Glenville neighborhood.
Skiing behind the cars.
What, behind the trucks? You remember the old big press truck
Yes,
used to
sir.
come,
Yeah.
and we used to run and grab
The
behind the
Cleveland
press truck and
Press,
ski
that's
behind it and go by, you know, because he used to only do 5 miles an hour. He couldn't shift it down the thing, you know.
And furthermore, we were more responsible. We weren't just having fun. We were more responsible.
And respectful.
Because, oh, man.
Very respectful.
You know what? That's an entire show by itself.
But, you know, despite growing up with 2 wars at a time in the United States, and really the millennials, just 20% of the males, less than 26% are in the military now. You know that, right? So that's another problem right there. They're not even going into the military or looking for a military life. And then compared to the cycle of their lives, 6% of Generation X are men, 13% baby boomers are men, and 24% of silent generation are men. And 26% of the silent generation, all of them are veterans because you know why? They went to war during the Vietnam era and World War II, and then we came up to the Gulf Wars and stuff. Okay,
Right, and after that, it all went kaput because the only thing you know what they use the armed services for now? To save money, to go to college.
Well, they ain't even doing that now.
But the percentage that's going, that's the reason that they're going.
Well, Trump just gave the military a nice raise, so hopefully that'll help.
Help what?
I mean, it was a long time.
You think it's gonna help get them in?
But
that's the whole point to try to get more people.
I can't have my iPhone in training camp.
Let me ask this question here.
Oh my God! Don't get me started with that.
To the chat room, really, do you want a person who do not know how to do anything but talk on Facebook or work on a computer, going out with an M16 into a battlefield because he might drop his gun and run off and leave?
Yes, that's true.
He ain't gonna see. That's where you wrong.
No,
that's
true.
where you wrong,
That's
Sean.
true. That's
He
true.
not gonna drop his. He's not gonna drop his damn gun and run off and leave it. You gonna catch his ass sitting there right there, linked up against that gun, texting, arguing with the guy from the other side.
Right.
But see, that's the difference between kids in the United States and kids abroad. Okay, kids in abroad are coming up under rough condition. They're learning to fight.
They coming
for
up
their
like
life.
we used to come
Okay,
up.
right. They learning to be dog eat dogs. Okay, we got pansies here. Okay, I'm gonna call that.
But we might be a little bit safe
Soft
in that sense. We might be a little bit safe in that sense because most of them is coming over to this country and getting westernized, and they just as bad as our kids. They just as lazy as these
we did a
rascals.
poll. You got the poll numbers there. What was the poll numbers on the millennium, and then break it down because more millenniums now are more tolerable to the immigrants than the older people are.
Here's the breakdown for the millennials. The millennials' technology use is 24%. Music and pop culture, 11%. Liberal tolerant, 7%. Smarter, 6%. I think they got that wrong. Clothes is 5%. I think clothes need to be something like 67%, and smarter need to be more like 3%. But that is the breakdown. Once again, the breakdown for the millennial, as far as technological use, is 24%. You have 11% that are in the music and the pop culture.
Music is the thing because you know when the millennials came up, music. See, this is something that everybody don't understand. When I grew up or you grew up back in the 60s, 70s,
music, bro.
Was music.
That was music.
I don't care what you was doing.
That was, and it was universal.
If you
it was universal
hard rock.
Because when we came up, remember, we only had one FM station, and it wasn't a powerhouse FM station. It was 107. It was Power 108. 108 is what it was, and it was before all the DJ stuff. We had AM radio, and music was music. My mama,
Marvin Gaye, made a lot of babies.
Marvin Gaye,
when it was AM, it was 1490.
It was 1490.
And when it was AM,
no, wasn't it WABQ?
WABQ before it came 1490.
Really?
Before 1490, there was WABQ.
and WJMO.
Right. WJMO. And then it became 1490. But I mean, man, back in the day.
1490 is WJMO. That was their call signals. That's their
I
call
listened
signals.
to that before the FM picked up.
Right. And that's what we all listen to. I mean, man, listen, let me tell you something. I used to hate Bill Withers, because my mama was a high yellow, and I mean, I'm telling you, my mama would leave home on Saturdays, because on Saturdays my mama would go out and she would wash clothes for people and she cleaned people's houses, and my dad, and I know,
Play Bill Withers all day.
Right. I'm telling you, I'm gonna leave your
But if
thing
you look
alone.
at this, when rap went into effect, rap was actually learning
Hill.
stuff of the type of life that we was living in the hood, like Grandmaster Flash, Slick Rick,
Hill.
and everything. And you have to look at this, that when we talk about everything, right now, telephones that we know of, and everybody don't know this right now, but since we're in technology here at Stop the Madness and Keep It 100, your telephone you're losing next year, okay, if you
Yep.
do not have internet.
Yep.
Everything's going digital. So if you don't have an internet or a cell phone, you would no longer have
No
a
more
phone in your
landline.
home. No more of those old grandma
so
phones.
you a Obamacare phone person?
No,
well,
no, that's wait a minute. Did we tell them,
that's part of digital.
what did-
is it?
Right.
But guess what? You ain't gonna have that because they didn't did a
Trump took
recall
that,
on
right.
that.
Trump said you had to give that up.
So
recalling Obamacare
so
phones?
so
Where were
guess
you
what?
at?
So
Where you
guess
been?
what?
Oh, I
Facebook.
forgot you was up under paying
So check this out.
narcotics and stuff.
Facebook Live, YouTube, Snapchat, all that. Y'all won't be able to see Snacks Man no
Y'all-
more because he gonna have to see. He
Y'all got-
gonna have to send his damn Obama phone back.
So, and the second thing, what everybody don't understand, the new technology that we are in,
Not
we're
fiber
live
optics.
streaming on the internet. Is like internet TV, because that's what we're doing also in Ustream and everything. Then you have to look at the situation of AM, FM radio may be disappearing, and all you're going to have
Slowly but surely.
is
Slowly but
podcasts
surely.
and stuff that we're
And
doing.
the reason that that's leaving out is because of the programming. Because you no longer have live DJs in the studios playing music and talking to you anymore.
It's all
Remember,
programmed.
this
It's
is
all piped
Smooth
in music.
Daddy Cool,
Yeah.
and you're coming live
And
from
that's all piped
whatever,
in music,
whatever.
right?
No, it's not piped in music. What's happening is it's sponsored, promoted music, which means your
Facebook
sponsors
Live,
pay
thank
for
you
that
for joining
music.
us, and keep up the
Right.
chat room, because we're
It means
going
your
into the
sponsors
chat
pay
room.
for that music, and what happens there is you still have physical DJs in the booth, but now they have program buttons, and the sponsor says you need to play in this hour, you need to play this, that, and the other, and in this hour
Right.
you need to play that, this, and the other, and people are getting tired of it because every hour on the hour you're listening to the same music just programmed differently.
But
so it's dying out.
What-
And like Sean said, it's not even going to be fiber optics anymore. It's
Right,
all going
digital.
to be
Everything's digital. So this is what we getting into right now for everybody to understand why I'm podcasting and live streaming TV, because this is the new wave, and we're actually streaming ourselves out into internet land, and we have an internet streamer that goes into 34 markets, and we read about that earlier and everything, and we're on a station called STMK Radio 100 that is actually the new wave of radio.
Yes, it is absolutely.
So everybody's going to understand this. And if you see Voice It Radio, they're doing 93 FM is
It's
slowly
doing that,
changing.
right. They're
Lynn
slowly
Tolliver,
changing over.
Kim
But-
Sailors and all them is slowly changing over to this form also.
But y'all need to know that at STMK Radio 100, we are the first that are our own streaming system. We are the first that is doing this thing. We are literally, and I'm not patting myself on the back. I may pat Sean on the back for being the innovator that he is. And this is a groundbreaking type thing because, I mean, Fire Stick, Ustream, Hulu, and all that stuff that y'all
Pluto
watching
TV,
now,
right.
Pluto TV.
That's gonna take
Thank
over
you,
everything.
Pluto TV, that stuff is taking over
It's
everything.
taking over everything.
And we've gotten in. Thank
So
you, Sean.
You're
We've gotten in on
going
the
to have
ground floor.
your screen TVs. If it's not a smart TV,
You ain't gonna need it no
you
more.
ain't going to need it no more in a couple of years.
For those of you who've been trying to figure out how come when I go to Walmart now that a 60-inch TV is only $348,
Right.
because in a couple years it's not gonna be worth $2. Because you're gonna need a smart TV. Your technology is going to have its own motherboard like a computer, and everything is going to
So
be
they
digital.
can spy on you while
And-
you're sitting there watching your favorite
Well, that's a
rerun.
whole nother story
That's
and a
right.
whole
That's
nother
a whole
show.
nother story. No, wait a minute. That's actually they have smart TVs
Mm-hmm.
that we had one that we was going to put in the studio that can be remotely turned on and you could be
Yes.
listened to, because when you go into the internet and it's something like if you're on Facebook, Messenger, classic example of what we're talking about, the new technology, Messenger. You authorize Messenger to go into your contacts, to take your photos, to turn on your microphone on your phone and all that. Facebook can remotely operate that Messenger
Operate your
and
system.
hear what you're talking about on your
Absolutely.
cell phone.
And turn your camera on.
Right. And
see
look at you.
That's
Well,
right.
that's been the
Unbeknownst to
biggest
you.
thing. Everybody, that was the biggest thing for kids. If you have kids on the internet, and this is where we're going into right now, social media affecting the kids, because that's why we was talking about the millennial. If you have a kid or you know somebody have a kid that's on social media and their social media, go right now, get some tape and put over the camera.
Yeah.
Okay, because what happens is you have predators out there that's very, very smart
Oh,
and
you
technically
got
sick, okay?
some serious
They're computer
predators out there
savvy,
now.
Just like right now, we are on Facebook Live, we on YouTube Live, we going to Snapchat. We got
Snapchat
all
Live.
the social
We on
media
Twitter
tied in
Live.
together.
Ustream,
We
okay,
on Ustream Live.
you have people right now that will friend one of your kids and ask them to click on a link. They can not only take over your computer, but they also can put something on your computer where they can turn on and
Identity
off
theft.
your camera.
Yeah,
Okay,
and they had a special on that where they had a special on that on NBC Late Night, where they had a guy. He was a computer hacker, and he was actually doing that. He was pulling up in a van and he trolling social media, and he
Yeah,
said,
they
"Boom, we
troll-
got him." He said, "Here's the house right here." He was unlocking doors, opening garage doors.
Well, if you look
turning
at it
on
right
and
now,
off television.
Ring doorbell. Everybody has a Ring doorbell. If you don't
Yep.
get one, because it's very good, anybody come near your house or your door,
You
it's going to
got 'em.
ring on your cell phone. But the biggest problem with Ring doorbell that everybody don't understand is people come and talk to your kids, and Big Brothers
Right.
is watching. So when you start looking at things that's happening, like as Russia hacking and stuff,
Right.
anything on the internet, your computer, your cell phone, your doorbell, your cameras for your house
It's all out
can be hacked
It's
if you
all
let
out there.
somebody in there.
It's in the cloud,
Okay.
and that's why you have to be extremely careful with what you
In the
do.
chat room, somebody say Big Brother's always watching. Facebook Live, I'm glad you with us and getting involved in our conversation.
I'm telling you, that's why these
And you're right
these
about
smart
that. Big Brother
TVs,
is
man,
always watching.
These smart
and-
TVs, smartphones, they can control them.
and
They can
yeah,
control 'em.
and it goes beyond that.
That's
I'm gonna
why
tell
they-
you when
that's why they want everybody to have
when
it.
my son when PlayStation first started stepping up that game. I think it was around PlayStation 2 or 3. My son wanted one. He was still a teeny bean back then, and we got him one. And he said, "Dad, I want you to come over to the house so we can hook this thing up." And we sat there, and I was helping him hook it up. And he typed in the first 3 digits of his first name, and I kid you not, it was hooked up to the technology that his mother had in the house. And once he typed in the first 3 names, the first 3 digits of his first name, it pulled up
Welcome
all
to
his
our
information.
people in Georgia. Thank
And
you
it
for
was
joining us,
absolute-
showing your brother here some
Georgia,
love.
what's up, ATL?
ATL in the house.
ATL, I used to
welcome.
live down there. What's up, Gwinnett?
Russell Wilkins from L.A. Simon, welcome.
L.A., what's happening in L.A.? I've been out there too.
Sonya, welcome from the ATL in the house.
ATL in the house.
Is Seattle in there?
But
Is Seattle part of it?
What part of ATL she from?
Probably Stone Mountain up around that area. You know where the
Stone
big
Mountain?
money. You know that's
Yeah,
where the big
that's
money.
where the
at.
big money
That's
at.
where the big money
I've been
at.
up to Stone
You know the
Mountain.
people listen to Stop the Madness.
Yeah, I
Keep It
lived out
100
there for
got
4
big money.
years.
So we
And
know
hey,
that's where it's at.
right now, I wanna say to ATL, our hearts go out to you guys, and y'all hang in there and be patient, because right now they got that whole thing going on I-85 where that bridge
Yeah,
caught
that
on
bridge
fire
caught
and
on
fell
fire.
down.
Yeah.
So y'all hang in there. It's gonna take a couple months, but y'all just hang up by Stone Mountain.
Well, you know what that remind you of, right? The greatest collapse ever.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah,
an ATL team.
Yeah.
But we ain't gonna talk about the Falcons, okay?
Sean said it.
Boom! That just happened.
Hey, well, no, the chat room wanted to know what my gear was today, so I had to tell them I got on my throwback Ray Rice, the Cleveland Farm team. This is a Cleveland team,
Ray
okay?
Rice.
Ray Rice. But
he got on the original Browns colors.
right. So
That's what he got on today, y'all.
So go back into what we was talking about for everybody is that the millennials are like Xbox. In my day,
Yeah.
it was what was it called?
Atari.
Atari.
It wasn't even Atari.
But
Don't, man,
remember, we had the ones
it
with
was
the
the
little
talking
dot.
can.
Right,
What you
right.
talking about in
The
your
little
day?
dot.
It was,
Okay.
hello, is you there? Is
Can
you
of string.
In the chat room, we're going to send that one to you, Gerald Hall. You had a string with 2 cans in there. I know you
Yeah,
can
that's-
relate to
that's-
that.
that's
Okay.
Gerald. Yep.
That's Gerald Hall.
That
man,
man-
that was, you know what, that was a lot of fun. That was our walkie
Gerald
talkie
still
thing,
got
man.
that. Gerald,
I mean,
Gerald
man,
still got them.
Do you
Well,
remember?
Gerald said in the chat room that he still has a landline like his grandmother had. You know, with the
with the rolling.
where you had to roll it. Okay, he said he still had one of those.
Gerald, what's up, man? Saxman, what's happening?
Hey, but I'm gonna take you back on one because if Daryl got all that, Daryl still doing Morse code with
Gerald.
his
He's still doing Morse.
Right.
He's still
Gerald's
doing
still doing
Morse
Morse
code.
code with his neighbor across the street
Wait,
with the
you
flashlight.
we used to do that as a kid. Remember?
That's why I brought it
Remember
up.
we had that GI Joe book.
Yeah.
You know
The G.I. Joe book, bruh.
Yeah.
I had the, I didn't even have the G.I. Joe because the Kung Fu grip wasn't out when I had my G.I.
Hey,
Joe.
it was
You
mine.
know what? I was
I
mad
had
at
one.
G.I. Joe.
I had one.
I was upset with G.I. Joe because I decided to run away from home one time. I was
Uh-oh.
about 3-4 years old.
G.I. Joe
It was
followed?
me, G.I. Joe, and my dang on Scooby-Doo lunchbox.
Hey, remember, like-
we didn't make it no further than the bushes. My mama come out there talking about, boy, what is you doing? I said, G.I. Joe, you damn snitch.
So when you look at this with our kids, the way they're growing up is really shocking. Okay, because their mind's not growing. It's not innovated no
Right.
more. You know,
Right.
they're sack heavy though, because you know, you can go get a 5th grader right now, and he can write a program for a computer.
I kid you not. I kid you not.
Believe me
And
on
this is a true story. I have a 13-month-old grandson. Now, the phone that his mama has, I think she has a Galaxy or whichever one of them phones. The phone is almost bigger than he is, but you put that phone or that tablet in his hand, and one day I was watching him, and he had this thing, and he was really concentrating. I said, boy, bring me that phone. What did you do? This joker was doing stuff. He was shopping on the phone.
Now, quick question.
Shopping.
Sean and you.
Sean and you. Who
Yeah,
is
Sean
you?
and you.
Who is you?
You sometime funny
you,
man.
Who is you?
Sometime funny man. Now,
Sometime
you.
funny
I
man.
ain't never
I
funny
was
man.
I was checking the story out with these
You the
bikers
funny man.
with these motorcycles, and they was trying to come up with another plan on how to handle these young kids on these motorcycles. Now they were saying they popping wheelies and doing circles around police cars, and they tying the police hands on how to interact with them.
That's
how to
last
stop.
week's story.
What really?
That was
But-
last
right.
week's
It's still bothering me today.
No, we was
what's your
talking about the
question?
bike
What's your
park.
question? What's your question?
What do we do to stop it?
Well,
They-
let me say this
They're
right here.
creating a bike park
Right,
in Cleveland.
That ain't good enough.
But let me say this to you right here. As
All right.
as Lou Ross used to say, okay,
You'll never find.
your kids. See, this is the problem right here. Our kids are in a situation now where they're raising themselves, and the streets are raising them, and there's no accountability. That's what we're talking about right now.
exactly.
On the thing.
Absolutely.
You cannot. It goes back to the opium problem. We go back to the 80s when we had the crack problem.
Mm-hmm.
We tried to arrest our way out of the crack problem,
Didn't
and
work.
we created a bigger problem.
We tried to
We
say no to
created
drugs,
prisons
and
that
it didn't work.
are being ran for profit on our kids. We created a system where we didn't treat the people that had crack problems, so our kids have all these illnesses and everything else. Now you got the opium problem that they're trying to make a medical crisis on. You can't arrest your way out of it.
No, you can't.
So what the city has to do is go back to old-fashioned police work.
Yep.
Okay? These kids are not on these bikes 24 hours a day.
Right.
That's right.
Okay, so go back into the neighborhood. The community's
They gotta park 'em somewhere.
The community's going to have to call up and tell the police where these bikes at, or the
Mhm.
police are going to have to go back to old Beretta
Mhm.
type days.
Thank
Walk
okay,
in the street,
put somebody
doing some
out there, walk the
research,
street,
putting
sit
in
in the
some
car,
legwork,
find out where they
find
put
out
these
where they
bikes at,
going.
and when they
Take
put the
'em.
bikes there in the middle of the morning,
Take
pull
'em.
up with a steamroller, raid
Roll
the
'em.
house,
There
bring
you
the
go.
bike out, and guess what?
Destroy it.
Destroy it. But the
Yep.
biggest problem is not the kids on the street with the bikes. The biggest problem are these idiots on eBay and these other
Right.
cell things,
Right.
they keep coming into the inner city,
Mhm.
knowing that they're going to get robbed.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay, I don't care if you're in the police department or not. You know, the minute this guy says, "Let me get on here and see if it starts up," once he get on
He
the bike,
gone.
he gone.
He gone.
He
Okay,
gone.
but how many people have to get robbed like that?
He
Mhm.
gone.
Okay, so all these bikes running through the city of Cleveland
Mhm.
are victims from Columbus,
Uh-huh.
Painesville,
Akron.
Akron,
Yep.
all the way down
Chardon.
Chardon.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so how
Chardon,
you gonna blame?
Orwell.
How you gonna blame the kid? That's just like everybody.
No, I don't blame the kids.
But
I
what?
I
But what I'm
blame
saying is
our
this.
leadership of
Okay,
this city.
but no, the leadership can't do it. You're asking somebody else to raise your kid.
If you want to blame somebody, you know
Blame
who I'm
yourself
gonna blame.
because no, you know why you
Blame
blame yourself.
yourself. Blame
Because
myself.
right,
Blame your
because
next
you
door
know what should
neighbor. Because
happen.
we the ones
Okay,
that
let me
need
show
to
you what
do it.
happened. When kids were told in school they was getting paddled, corporate punishment, and everything, everybody wanted to take it out. Okay, when Miss Jackson down the street told your son or told you to pick that paper up, and you said I ain't picking nothing up, and she came off
knocked
the
that
porch with that
shit.
switch
She
and
knocked
worked you up.
sparks out
Your
your
mama
ass.
did not come down there and jump on Miss Jackson.
Your mama came down there and got in your ass.
Got me and whooped my ass.
That's right.
You allow, and I don't mean you per se.
I know.
When I say
I know.
you, I mean
I know.
us
I know.
as a community. We allowed this to change. We allowed our kids to go out here into the streets with no accountability.
Right.
Nobody can raise my son but Sean.
And Sean, I
Okay?
agree with you 100%.
Only the streets. The only person that's gonna raise my son if Sean don't raise him is the streets.
I still say.
And the only thing
I still
that's,
say
wait a minute, Sax.
leadership.
No, it ain't leadership, Sax, because the only thing leadership can do for
Well, you
your
know what,
kids
Sean?
is a grave or a jail.
Let me cut in
Those
here.
are the only two options.
Let
The
me cut in
police
here
is
for
not
a
going to
second.
play with your kids.
And I
okay?
am going to say it
They
is
either going to put them in
leadership.
jail or they're going to kill them. Okay? Because your kid is not going to give them any other option.
What's
so
wrong?
the police can't raise your
I
kids.
say
You have
leadership
to.
because when you stop pursuit, when you stop interacting, when you stop
But you know
them,
what, Sean?
that's the
I'm not.
problem.
Okay,
I'm
but
not gonna,
okay, wait a minute. Hold on. When you stop pursuits, what happened with the last pursuit in the city of Cleveland?
Somebody got killed.
The leadership failed to properly supervise that pursuit, and 2 people got shot up 137 times.
178 times.
We ain't talking about what happened in
Okay,
2012.
okay.
Because they wasn't riding bikes.
But
in the
we
middle of the
talking
street
about the
just
Let me ask you
leadership
this
falling
question right here.
apart.
No. Let me ask you this question right here. In Facebook, I'm gonna say the same thing. Your sister's son comes down to Johnny's house and ride the bike. He just out there on the sidewalk riding the bike and going. Sean comes up in the police car and run his little black ass over and leave him laying in the street. How you think you gonna feel and your sister's son gonna feel? There has to be rules to my engagement. And if I'm going to endanger...
So you just going to run him over on purpose?
Anything can happen in a pursuit. That don't mean my brakes is going to stop. What if your grandmother walking across 140th that intersection and Johnny blows past the intersection and me in the police car hit your grandmother? Because the United States Supreme Court says as long as a police officer doesn't hit anything, he's covered. Okay? But once a police officer hits somebody or hits something, he can be charged criminally. So why would you put a policeman?
We're talking about breaking the law.
Okay, but why would you put a policeman in that position?
Because you don't. If you take them out the equation, you got the problem you got today.
You got the problem anyway. Because what happens when an innocent kid is killed? The first question is going to be: was a bike going left or center on the street worth 3 people's lives?
It was worth stopping.
Is it worth 3 people's lives?
It's not worth the lives. But if we back off, it's going to be more of and more lives.
Wait a minute.
There's going to be more lives involved.
That's why the mayor tells you not to pursue because you're not taking in consideration the community and the lives.
So now they're driving in circles around police cars, disrespecting the law, having thumbing their nose up at authority,
Sax,
and putting people still at risk.
What did the Supreme Court tell you, Sax? A police officer cannot be disrespected.
It's part of the job. I understand.
It's part of the job.
I understand that.
So do you want?
They're respecting the law.
But
the law that was put on books that you cannot do that in. That's a violation.
But it's not a death sentence.
But it's a child doing it that's being
It's not
ignorant,
a death sentence. See,
and it
this is
doesn't
the question.
fall upon the
A
leadership.
lot of them are not children. A lot of them over 30.
Right,
it
but
does
it's not
not
a
fall
child.
They
on
ain't
the
no
leadership.
child. You over 30 years old doing that. You a fool.
Let me tell you what the
You
State
need to be
Patrol.
stopped.
But we was talking about the kids.
But let me tell you
A lot of them ain't kids.
But let me tell you what the State Patrol do. The state patrol policy is the same policy that Wycliffe have right here. The other night, Wycliffe comes into the city of Cleveland chasing a car in a robbery on one wheel, and it hits a car and almost killed 3 people. Okay? I prefer the police to let them go back to old-fashioned police work, get fingerprints, and try to find that person. I don't want my wife, my grandmother, or somebody killed on a pursuit.
Simply because
what if the person they pursuing just killed 2 police officers? A busload of nuns.
There's a difference.
And a busload of kids.
Right.
And I'll shoot everybody. What would you do then?
Now let me tell you this.
What would you do?
Go back to the old school policing.
You would let them get away?
No, go back to the old school policing that we used to go to. Okay,
I understand.
Our police pursuit policy, they taught us how to pit a car. They taught us how to end the pursuit.
Intervention technique. I
okay.
understand
Now,
the
see, the problem here is if you're going to go on the line that he killed a policeman. Okay.
Because I'm pro-police.
But if he killed a police officer, then he has no respect or disregard for another human life.
Or the law.
But you've taken it to a new level. We're talking about kids making a minor, even if they stop, for the police.
When they running into someone else's vehicle.
Okay, but that doesn't happen all the time.
It has been happening.
Right, but
it's not going to stop.
But sex, that's not a
But
death
ain't
sentence.
we getting off track here?
It's
We
not
supposed
a
to be
death
talking about
sentence.
Generation
Hey,
X.
this is Generation
No,
X.
we can talk about this right now.
This is Generation X.
He wants to give kids death sentence.
No,
for
I'm
going
not
left
saying
of
death
center
sentence.
on the
No. I'm saying this to y'all. Facebook, YouTube, and everything. I'm saying this. I'm old school. I'm raised old school. I'm raised with a belt in the ass and a fist upside the head when you step out of line. I'm raised with that. And I raise my kids the same way.
But at the same
Why
time,
is it that we can't have our children today raised with the same authority, the same iron fist,
but the police didn't do that
with
for you.
Our leaders that we pay our tax money to can't protect us against these terrorists. These teenagers are today's urban terrorists.
You're contradicting yourself.
You're contradicting yourself.
You're contradicting yourself because what you're talking about is not the way that we grew up.
It's not a death
because
sentence.
I was taught that it all begins and ends at home.
If you run
and kill somebody, what's going to happen?
It's not the police fault.
That's why
you can't blame the police because he broke the law and decided to run.
Wait a minute. What if a policeman hit somebody? Are you willing to put that policeman in jail for 40 years?
No.
Okay, so if you're not, the Supreme Court says you are.
The police officer.
Oh my God.
The police officer, sir, is pursuing.
No, Sax,
he's pursuing
that is not
a criminal.
That is not the way the law look at it. You're talking about a minor offense of a kid on a roadway, a traffic violation. That's not a death sentence.
So let them go. Let them continue to keep putting people at risk.
What I just
because
tell you
we don't want to have to pay lawsuits. So let the kids run amok.
Let me ask you this question.
Okay, all right.
You in your zone car.
I'm in my zone car.
You go after the kid on a minor infraction.
A minor infraction.
And you facing 40 years in jail.
And he get away.
I'm not going to hit nobody.
You don't know
How
that.
you know that?
Because I'm going to follow closely and watch where the hell he go.
Wait a minute. You don't know
I'm
what's
not
going
to be bumping the bumper on that kid.
Sax, you don't know what's going to happen in the pursuit.
I'm going to have my hair. I'm going to have my overheads on. I'm going to have my sirens going.
You don't know what's going to happen in the pursuit.
I'm going to watch my intersection.
What if grandma not watching you?
She need to.
You know how many people get hit in a pursuit?
I understand that.
Do you know
more likely the person on that four-wheeler is going to get hit before I hit somebody.
You don't know that.
Because he's driving blind. He's driving without regards of anybody's safety. I'm driving with regards to safety.
How long you been in law enforcement?
31 years.
And what they taught you in 31 years. Anything can happen at any moment, any given time.
That.
So if you understand that, never say never.
Right, because, I mean, you saying you
Chat room,
understand,
welcome.
but you going somewhere else with it.
There's no way that this should be handled the way it's been handled.
Sax,
it's been handled with kid gloves.
You know why it's handled with kid? Wait, you know why it's handled with kid gloves, Sax?
Because we got soft ass leaders.
No, we don't have soft leaders.
We got soft. We got soft leaders, and you heard it from Saxman himself.
Sax,
we got soft leaders.
We have law enforcement officers who do not care about the community, to sit down with the community and talk to the community. So it goes into that way.
We got soft leaders and soft cops. Put it that way there.
So
I'm going to say it.
So we're going to put it like this. We're going to move on and get off the chase. But
Because
right
I'm
here,
mad because
right here,
it was just one a couple of days ago.
Well,
The guy
Sax,
said,
Can you
Sax,
say that
Sax,
again?
Sax.
Hold on.
people in
Hold
at
on. I
risk
got
and
a
got up
question.
and ran.
But
Time
Sax,
out. I got a
the
question.
problem is,
Can you repeat that whole paragraph again back in English?
Okay.
Because he said,
I sound like Mike Tyson.
Right.
You sounded like Young Jung
You should have been
right there,
hey,
bro.
You should have been here 3 weeks ago when
I was sick.
when we had everybody here talking about that, because pursuits and policies is something that the city's going to have to deal with, and the community.
How they going to deal with it?
You have to work firsthand with your community.
With your community.
Community ain't doing nothing.
Okay.
Pookie ain't telling.
Well, Sax,
Bruh,
you
we're not
cannot
talking
do
about
it.
the snitching,
So-
but you got to
so-
sit down and begin to work with your community
What you doing to law enforcement officers, Sax, and I'm going to say this to all police. We got police officers in the thing and
All right.
everything. What you doing to law enforcement officers
is putting a target on their back.
You're not only putting you are, and you putting them further wages in the thing, because you're saying you don't care about the kids or the community.
I'm not saying I don't care. I'm saying we need to be tougher on them.
But you
just said that I'm gonna chase them to the end. I don't care. I ain't gonna hit nobody. I'm
going
gonna
to
turn
pursue.
my lights on and run them all over.
Listen, I'm going to pursue just like
but-
Sean said. Find out where they're going to put that bike.
No, first of all, you're not going to pursue it all, because the policy is you're not going to pursue. We're going to find out later about that. But right now, Facebook Live, YouTube, Saxman, our law enforcement officer, want to run you down to the end. But right now, we got to go pay some bills, and we're going to be right back.
AP Radio News. I'm Ed Donahue. The path is clear for Neil Gorsuch's confirmation to the Supreme Court. The AP Sagar Magani reports the Senate voted to exercise the nuclear option.
After Democrats mounted a filibuster that successfully blocked Gorsuch's nomination, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell moved to change the rules, eliminating the need for Gorsuch and all future high court nominees to get 60 votes, and instead require a simple majority.
This will be the first and last partisan filibuster of a Supreme Court nomination.
Senate Democratic Chief Chuck Schumer says it's a sad turning point for both the Senate and the High Court, since the rules change effectively ends bipartisan cooperation on Supreme Court picks.
When we irrevocably moved further away from the principles our founders intended for these institutions.
Sagar Magani, Washington.
Israel's former chief rabbi is comparing the suspected chemical weapons attack in Syria to the killing of Jews in World War II and suggests Israel should intervene. Dmitry Peskov is a spokesman for Russian President Vladimir Putin. He says there are limits to Russian support for Syrian President Bashar Assad.
I don't think it's correct to say about unconditional support. Unconditional support is not possible in current world.
Citing ethics complaints, House Intelligence Committee Chair Devin Nunes is stepping aside from the investigation into Russian interference during the presidential campaign. President Trump meets with China's president later today in his resort in Florida. Murder suspect Tiffany Lee was released in California after posting an unprecedented $35 million bail. She's accused of killing her father and 2 children. The money was raised by Lee's friends, family, and business associates with ties to China. The Dow is up 68 points. This is AP Radio News. Paul O'Neill, the founder of Trans-Siberian Orchestra, was found dead in his hotel room in Florida. He was 61.
The Trans-Siberian Orchestra song Christmas Eve Sarajevo 1224 has become a holiday radio standard since it came out in 1996. TSO were known for their over-the-top holiday shows, and Paul O'Neill said they would spare no expense. O'Neill said in a 2004 Associated Press interview, no rock band uses more pyro or lasers than TSO.
It's pretty much like moving a miniature city, but it's again, it's worth it just because our motto is fog it, light it, or blow it up, and keep it interesting.
I'm Archie Saraletta.
Army Sergeant John Hill lost his ID bracelet his mother gave him after landing in France after the Allied invasion in World War II in 1944. 2 months ago in 2017, a bracelet with Hill's name and serial number was found by a person with a metal detector in a field near Normandy, France. I'm Ed Donahue, AP Radio News.
Stop the madness. Keep it 100. The best talk show on the web is here on STMK Radio 100 with your hosts Sean L., Letty Love, and funny man Doug Million. Join us from 6 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. Stop the madness. Keep it 100. With live call-ins, heated discussions about current events, politics, national news, weather, and sports. Join our live online chat room and let your opinion show. Download our phone app. Stop the madness. Keep it 100. STMK Radio 100. Come join us from 6 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. The best talk show on the web is here. STMK Radio 100. Also call us at 1-866-484-STMK to stop the madness. Keep it 100.
family of 5 to the amusement park can cost a small fortune.
Oh, yeah. So to save some money, we thought, hey, let's bring the amusement park to us. Go ahead.
All right, step right up, young man. Are you ready to ride the wacky waterfall?
That's just the bathtub with the shower head running.
Nope, it's the wacky waterfall.
It's the shower, Dad.
Waterfall.
Wacky.
There's an easier way to save. To get a free rate quote, go to geico.com. Then buy online, over the phone, or at your local Geico office.
You're listening to Stop the Madness. Keep it 100 with your host, Sean L., Let, and Tone the Stone on STMK Radio 100, 100, 100.
Welcome back, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Ustream. Welcome back to Stop the Madness, Keep It 100. And on the telephone with us, we have a special treat for everybody in the city of Cleveland. We have Tony Time, an actor and the owner and producer of Tony Time Productions.
Tony Times, how you doing today, sir?
Doing all right. I'm doing pretty well. How's everybody doing?
We doing lovely up here in the studio. You're speaking with Doug Million right now, and I got a couple questions for you. I wanna say something to the people. Once again, this is Tony Time. He's an actor. He's been in over 32 films and he's a production manager and the production manager of the upcoming stage play Who Is Mr. Boss. Now, before I get into this thing with Tony, y'all, I want to let y'all know Who Is the Boss is going to be playing May 14th at the Garfield Perming Arts Center on 4900 Turney Road, Garfield Heights, Ohio 44125. Showtimes at 3:30 and 7 p.m. For ticket information, y'all can call them at 216-774-9295. 216-774-9295. Also, check out the listings and see Portia Robertson. And he's also in the film called Lions and Wolves. Is that correct, Tony?
Yes, it is. Yes,
All right, brother. All right, brother. Well, where do you hail from? Where are you originally from?
I'm from the east side of Cleveland.
Okay, so you were born and raised in the city, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right, that's an awesome thing. Well, you want to tell us about one or two of the films or a couple of the films that you've been in and the parts that you've played?
Yeah, we just recently had a film that was on L Network with Rey Mysterio. I don't know if any wrestling fans out there, but Rey Mysterio is hosting it. And
Okay.
that's like an honor right there.
Yeah, that's a
And,
big honor. That's a big honor because I spent some
yeah,
time on the road as a comedian, as a professional comedian, and I've done a couple things. I'm in a couple independent films, some things that went to the International Film Festival and all that, and that's why I'm getting to do this interview with you. And you talk about it's an honor to work with Rey Mysterio, brother. I'm looking a little bit at your resume, and it's actually an honor to be able to speak to one of my own from my hometown that's, so to speak, making it out there, bro. And I appreciate you having this conversation with me and taking the time out. What are some of the other things you got going on?
Well, before I go further, I just want to make it known that this was directed, that Lions and Wolves, that was directed by Keith. And, he's a great director, and his name is Keith Collins, the second, and he was a great director. I was cast by Portia Robinson. So, I mean, it was a wonderful film, and it was just an honor just to be able to see myself one more time on TV. Not too many people get that privilege, but it was great to work with, and we had a great cast.
That sounds like a fun time. Let me ask you this: Is it now? How do you feel about that? Watching yourself, seeing yourself in a production, because I've been there and I've done that, and I just want to kind of let our listeners know the process of what that like or how that feels.
It actually feels great. I mean, in the beginning, you literally become very excited. Of course, you're on TV. I mean, I'm using right now as a great example. I mean, I'm on the radio talking, and many viewers are listening. It's very exciting. But after so long, you tend to say to yourself, you know what? It's time to be that great example before others. And I think that's where I'm at right now, where I've gotten so used to it now that I chose to be an example to let a lot of people know. There's a lot of people out there that's giving up on their dreams and wishing that they can go forward, and they don't have that right support.
Right,
and
right.
I'm trying to be the example to let people know that they can move forward, even if they have to go alone.
Right, and that's a beautiful thing. And support.
I'm excited.
And that's a beautiful thing that you said. And support is a very important part of this industry, because a lot of people, like I said myself, just to name some of the stuff that I've been in, I was, I've worked with some of the greats. I've worked with Jimmy J.J. Walker. I had the opportunity to work at Richard Pryor's Home Club, the Jukebox Comedy Club in Peoria. And I was also in the movie American History X. I was the police officer that was knocked out of the way when Edward Norton was running into the bathroom. And I've never given up on my dream, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to, given this position that I'm given, to be live on the air, on the internet, to help inspire people and continue to pursue my career. But the support system is a very, very important thing, especially in this industry, because you got to have people that are behind you, and when you have the proper support system that feeds into you and are able to push a brother like yourself that's in over 32 different projects and is on a major thing on television, and then and now you're doing this play and you're traveling around the country and you're making big money. That's a wonderful thing, because it puts you in a position to be able to inspire. Now, what I want to ask you about now, Tony, if you don't mind, is tell us a little bit about this Who is the Boss?
Well, it's actually called Who is Mr. Boss?
Who is Mr. Boss? Thank you. I stand corrected.
Okay. It's actually a play that was written and directed by Lucky Nicole, and this is an upcoming production called the Lucky Nicole Production. I'm honored, I should say, to be the production manager of this play. So it's gonna be pretty exciting. We have a huge cast. There's gonna be poetry, lots of singing, and then we're gonna go right into the play. It's gonna be very exciting. It's something that inspired a lot of people to, and that's another thing what I'm saying. I like to help people move forward, and that's what this play is going to do. It actually helps people to take on their responsibilities and let them know, hey, look, whatever's going on, just keep moving forward.
Okay.
You know, just a quick thing, you know, Lucky Nicole actually has a lot going on, and for her to come up with something like this it's amazing.
Well, you know what, brother, it does. It sounds extremely amazing to me. It sounds like something I want to step out and get over there and see. And if I can actually fit it into my schedule, I'm going to come out and I'm going to support you. And I'm encouraging our listeners to once again, hey, y'all, get on the phone, get on the web, get yourself together, get your tickets together, get out there and go see this production. The name of the production, once again, is Who is the Boss? Did I say it correctly this time? Who is Mr. Boss? There you go. And
Mr. Boss.
And I seen it, and you know what? I'm looking at two different parts, and I see it right there. So once again, y'all, this is Who is Mr. Boss, and it's going to be running at the Garfield Permian Arts Center, 4900 Turney Road in Garfield Heights. And the show times are 3:30 to 7 p.m. And for your ticket purchase information, call 216-774-9295. Once again, that number is 216-774-9295. Right now, we got on the line with us, man, and bro, I'm gonna put you out there. We got an all-time great actor, Tony Time, that's on the line with us, and he's giving us a little bit. And Tony, as a production manager, I want you to take us a little bit behind the scenes and tell us about, you know, because I know myself from stepping in front of the camera, because that's, I mean, I'm that cat. I'm that camera hog. I love to be in front of the camera. I think the camera loves me. Most people tell me the camera loves me, and I love that part of it. But what I want you to do, Tony, is take us behind the scenes and tell us a little bit about what it takes to be a production manager, you know, the casting process and what it takes to keep people like you and myself in line, because it ain't no easy task, bro.
No, it really isn't. You know, everything goes back to what you have in you. You know, and whether or not how much motivation you have and how bad you want it. Once again, as I mentioned, we have a powerful cast. You know, our cast is already talented, and basically what we're doing is we're just putting them all together and putting them on one stage and letting Cleveland know how much talent is in Cleveland.
Okay.
And I think that's very important. You know, people are following their dreams out here, and they don't have the opportunity that they're looking for. And, you know, as I mentioned, I really am enjoying to see how much talent is behind the scenes. To actually hear them sing, you know, off stage, to hear them practice, to hear them rehearse. We're doing pretty good. I'm very excited about it. I really cannot wait until the day of that we just started.
Well, Tony, tell us this for our listeners so they can understand. Give them a little bit about, without giving them everything about the play. Tell us what the play is about. You know, what's what they say, the back line, the storyline, or you know,
without giving
it
goods,
away.
Tony, don't be a spoiler, man. Don't give them the spoiler part.
No. Basically, I'm just gonna. We have flyers out, and we've been passing most of the flyers out. But I'll just read it off. But this is something that anybody can read. You can go to TonyTownProductions@gmail.com, and you can also see it there as well. But I'm just gonna read it real quick. It says what this play is about. This play takes place in the executive's office at Boss Marketing and Entertainment. The message is, as a stage play, sometimes is to be held accountable for our own actions. Women, we're not always the victim. Men wear masks that it doesn't make them a villain. So basically, don't judge an individual because that man could be the superhero. Sometimes we get what we deserve. So basically, you know, it's really gonna be a powerful play, and it's to motivate people to move forward, as I mentioned before. like I said, you have to come to see it.
All right.
When everybody leave that play, they're gonna feel so motivated to move forward in their dreams, and it's gonna be exciting.
That's what I'm talking about. See, that's what my man Sean was trying to get out of you. He was trying to get you to encourage people to come out and see it, and just give them a little tickler, a little tidbit of what it's going to be about. And I want to dive a little deeper into the actor myself. Can you tell us, Tony? Tell my listeners where you got your start at. What inspired you to become an actor and to get into the industry, and why did you choose stage acting in the theater, and decide to go that route?
Well, I tell you in what order it went in. It started out with my family. My family is my biggest inspiration. I used to smile a lot and be goofy a lot in different pictures. And my family always used to say, hey, look, you make a good model. So I ended up taking up modeling as the years went on. And just to make it sure, the modeling actually trained me to get used to the camera.
Okay,
and
I
was asked at one time. Mm-hmm.
And where'd you get your start at when you started modeling?
I'm sorry?
Where did you get your start at when you started modeling?
I went to Pro Model and Talent.
Okay.
And I had got my training there. And so we went out in the downtown area of Cleveland and just started modeling in front of everybody, in front of the public eye. And that had gotten me used to it. I was asked at one time would I like to act, and I didn't think, at the time I didn't think that I would be good in front of the camera, even though I loved to act when I was young. We all had that superhero in our life.
Right.
But as I mentioned, the modeling actually trained me how to act in front of the camera, and I used to have different actors that inspired me over the years. I mean, Will Smith, Denzel Washington.
That's my number one right there.
Yes.
That's the guy that I model myself behind.
Denzel Washington.
Yes, sir.
But let me ask you this: since you mentioned Denzel Washington, did you see my favorite one he did was The Mighty Quinn? Did you watch that movie?
It's been a while. It has been a while.
Oh, it's been a while. Oh, right.
Yeah, I think what I like about Denzel, especially when he was in Training Day, he played in so many different movies. I mean, almost every movie he played in, I love. But I think everybody would pick Training Day, especially me, because of how serious he was and how he was able to put so much influence into the way he talked.
Right.
So, I just love it.
The way he was able to bring that urban character out for me, I go back. Yeah, the way he was able to flip it, because he was always that goody two shoe. I remember I go all the way back to I go with Denzel. I go all the way back to Carbon Copy, was a movie where he played another man's adopted son. He played the adopted son of he was actually the son of a white man. He was a half-breed, and he was the son of a white man. And I go all the way back to them days with him. So I fell in love with him back then. And the thing I admired most about Denzel Washington is the fact that he got his start at the Boys and Girls Club of America, and to this day he stays in touch with that foundation, and he lifts that up. But right now, we're going to go over to the chat room, because I think the chat room got a couple questions.
Right, the chat room wanted to know what it is. Facebook Live, we're talking to actor, Tony Time, and manager of Tony Time Productions, with us tonight on Stop the Madness, Keep It 100, and he's giving us the insight of his play that he's doing right now, Who is Mr. Boss?
Mr. Boss.
And it's out there at the Garfield Civic Center. Everybody, we gave the numbers, and we're going to post up on our social media how to get your tickets. Go out and show this young man some love. What we want to ask you about, Tony, is how can people get a hold of you and your production company to get into the field? And maybe we have some aspiring actors out there who want to get into the business. How do you get new talent into the field?
Well, the best way to reach me would be they can always send me an email at tonytimeproduction@gmail.com. They can post links of what they do and basically just put their talent out there and don't be discouraged on how much experience you have. Just send it to me and we'll discuss it. You know, my key goal is to get you motivated.
Right. So say that that website, that your email for them real slow one time and real clear so they can get that, because we got I'm telling you, man, we putting you out there live because we're listening to in over 17 cities worldwide. So, and they ain't just listening to you in Cleveland. We putting you out there, and we got you on Facebook Live right now,
YouTube Live,
and YouTube Live. Vimeo.
You're going up on
Ustream,
SoundCloud after this.
SoundCloud.
You're going up everywhere after this, so you'll be there. And we are even opening up our live streaming TV that we open up for you and your guests. That's also going to be recorded and sent up.
Right. So we want to make sure that all of our listeners, especially those who are out there who are being inspired by you, and we only have a little bit short time left, go ahead and give them that email again.
Well, they can reach out to me at Tony, that's Tony, time, Time, production, and that's with an S at the end, at gmail.com.
All
that's
right.
TonyTimeProductions@gmail.com.
Okay, Tony, hey, we appreciate you showing us some love and coming on Stop the Madness, Keep It 100. And we're going to have you back again probably after your play gets going up and start showing. We're going to try to get everybody in. And we're setting up for you and maybe your cast. We can get you down into our Columbus studio and get that so everybody can be with you in a group at one time.
We're looking forward to being there, too.
So thank you very much for showing your boy Sean L some love on Stop the Madness, Keep It 100. We appreciate it, man, and we really, really want you to come back with us, okay?
All right.
All right, Tony. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Tony Time on Stop the Madness, Keep It 100, local producer and actor. And we really, really like to thank Facebook Live and everybody that came in with us on our social media. I see some great people on Facebook in the chat room. I see we was talking earlier about police issues. The chat room is still going on Saxman's comments that he made. Okay, so the chat room is still going. My thing is for everybody, as I started off as a security officer and a police officer, I worked under a lot of great people, guys that I worked with. They either made commanders, and I was young, they was older than me, so I came up under them. A lot of great officers, and I was trained it takes a village to raise a kid, okay? And it also takes a community to back their police department, because if the community is not backing the police department, then you have total chaos, okay? And that's the problem where we are going into right now. But I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on Stop the Madness, Keep It 100, because at this point, we're getting ready to go into another hour, and we'd like to thank everybody for coming. And Doug,
Man,
know it's that
big, I can't lose. You can bow down, I'm the next to rule, but I'ma stay on the cool, remain on the under, cause like Andre 3000, your boy's ice cold. Ain't no limit to the gimmicks and ways to make money. No limit to the just to act funny when you get that cake, cause you spit that way. They may love you tomorrow when they hate you today, but yo, that's the way the story goes. So I was told, following the ramble down the yellow brick road. Please believe at the end, ain't no pie to go. Just some platinum beats from the Cleveland streets.
Everybody, thank you. Snapchat, YouTube Live, SoundCloud. Thank you for joining us tonight. And my man, Sax, Super Snoop, the chat room is fired up. Sax, what you got to say to our people before we go?
Testing. There you go. For all you pro-police officers out there and you first responders, I love you. I respect you. I got your back. I'm always going to be pro-police and pro-first responders. I'm all about the law. Love you.
And that's right there, my main man, player. But I want you to go ahead and give out your love.
Hey, listen, GSNEO Troop 71803. I want my damn cookies. Hey, y'all, it was a pleasure having y'all. Facebook, Snapchat, San Fran, ATL. Live, love, laugh, baby.
Hey, I'm your host, Sean L. And I'd like to thank out that, send a shout out to 71803 North Collinwood Girl Scout Troop, who gave us a plaque in that shirt. It's really lovely. It's enough man to be a Girl Scout. There you go, show that out. Man enough to be a Girl Scout. We love you. We thank everybody that showed our girls some love and let them meet their goals of selling cookies. Until next time, I'm your host, Sean L. Peace, love, and happiness.
You've been listening to Stop the Madness, Keep It 100 on STMK Radio 100.